Everyone, and welcome to a new update video. I haven't done one in a while, so I thought I'd talk about some of the titles I've picked up and seen within the past few months. I have picked up a lot more than this, but the ones that I'm going to be showing I have seen, so I feel like I'd be able to tell you a little bit more about these titles. But I have picked up a lot more that I haven't seen. But for now, I'm just going to be talking about the ones that I have seen recently. Within the past couple of months or so. The first one is Chopping Mall. I've always wanted to pick this one up. This is the artisan release. Really interesting film. It's funny, I've wanted some of these movies that I've just seen in other horror collections for the past couple of years or so, and it's always kind of disappointing because I've wanted to watch them for so long, and they just haven't really held up. This one is kind of fun. It only really has one or two memorable deaths in the movie. However, story is a little bit weak, but it does have a somewhat interesting few kills in the movie. Obviously, cheesy 80s fun. Nothing too serious with this one. Just about a bunch of killer robots killing some teenagers. The next one is Ong Bak. This is a pretty good martial arts movie. I was expecting it to be a little bit more brutal than it was, with it having the 18 rating, but it's always one that interested me. And the main actor in this is a pretty good martial artist. Not the greatest thing in the world, but definitely some cheap thrills if you're into martial arts. I remember the ending being pretty rewarding, so yeah, that's Ong Bak. The next one is Rutger Hauer in Split Second. This is the 101 release, the cult movie collection. Basically, Rutger Hauer's. I haven't seen this one in quite a few months. I believe he's trying to hunt down the person who killed his partner. I think it was his colleague. And it turns out to be this sort of like monster living beneath the city. But yeah, some pretty good effects in this from what I remember. And yeah, just a really good sci-fi film. You can't really go wrong with Rutger Hauer. The next one is Bewitched. I was definitely pleasantly surprised with this one. It's a Shaw Brothers movie. Great cover art and definitely over the top cheesy effects in this one. There's a particularly funny scene in the end involving some witch doctor guy and in an airport, which is pretty funny, just how much overacting goes on there. But yeah, great, kind of creepy movie about a curse and this guy getting cursed by this woman, and he sort of like seeks some monks out to sort of get rid of this curse. But really enjoyed this one. Next one is one I have wanted in my collection for quite a long time. Cannibal Ferox or Pharaoh. Yeah, great cannibal movie. I've recently purchased the Shriek Show Eaten Alive DVD, which I've been on the hunt for quite some time. I did want the Grindhouse release of this, but I think this one's just as good. Next one is Dead Next Door. Pleasantly surprised with this one. Low budget zombie movie done in a very different way. If you like those low budget sort of movies, then I'll definitely check this one out. I think this was released in the mid 2000s or something like that. But yeah, definitely great low budget gory fun. Next one is Diodato's Cut and Run, which was his third instalment to his Cannibal trilogy. Cannibal Holocaust being obviously the most notable of that trilogy. I also really like Jungle Holocaust also, but Cut and Run, people kind of call it a poor man's apocalypse now. I can see where they're coming from with that, but I definitely enjoyed it. Ruggero Deodato, one of my favourite Italian directors, if not my favourite. Yeah, definitely would recommend that one. The next one is Killer Party. This one is another one I've wanted in my collection for such a long time, and I finally got around to picking it up, the Warner Brothers Archive Collection edition, which I think is the only edition you can get on Region 1. Great movie. I'd say the last 15 minutes of this movie make the movie. The rest is just kind of like just this bullshit about the sorority, these three girls in a sorority, and yeah, it doesn't really get interesting until the last sort of 20 minutes or so. But if you like cheesy 80s or slasher supernatural movies, then I'd definitely recommend that one. The next one was kind of a disappointment, The Initiation. I was expecting a lot more from it, and yeah, I don't know what it was about this one. I can't really remember much of it, which doesn't really say a lot for the movie, but a lot of people do like this one, so that could be an unpopular opinion. Yeah, it was okay for what it was, I guess. The next one is a god-awful movie, Neverworld. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about this, when the best thing about your film is a levitating hand, then it's probably best you come up with some better ideas. But yeah, not really much you can say about a full moon movie, so kind of expected that it's going to be shit. However, yeah, there's not really anything good I can say about this. It's a load of bullshit. The story is terrible. It's got some bullshit with this giant bird creature at the beginning of the film, from what I can remember, but yeah, definitely a terrible movie. Won't be hanging on to that one. Sentinel, which is one I didn't have in my collection, but I have seen this many times throughout the years. Really, really good movie, kind of like a Rosemary's Baby kind of thing going on. Yeah, I definitely would recommend this one. I don't really want to give too much away, but if you like Rosemary's Baby and The Exorcist, then this one is just another really good, demonic possession kind of movie from the 70s. The next one is Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. What can I say about this? It's just, one of the best sort of character biographies out there, really. And yeah, I would just highly recommend this one. It does have a sequel, but from what I've heard, it's just not as good as this one. Yeah, if you like sort of serial killer sort of movies, then could not recommend that one enough. And the next one is probably the worst movie I have seen as far as this update is concerned. It's up there with Neverworld. Hell High. I know Junkmaster 3 really likes this one. I just did not like it at all, about these kids that terrorise these teacher, and it just backfires on them. But honestly, I just really did not like this movie. And the final thing I'm going to show in this video is the Hannibal series, so Hannibal series 1 to 3. got recommended that I watched this a couple of years ago by DVD Review Studios, and honestly, it's one of my all-time favourite series, and yeah, I could not thank him enough for recommending this to me. Yeah, basically the Thomas Harris characters within, obviously, all of the books, made into a series. Obviously, they couldn't get the rights to characters such as Clarice Starling, and you know, that was kind of a big blow for them, because they could have done so much with that character. But they more than compensate with the character of Will Graham, as you probably know from the movie Red Dragon, or if you've read the books. But yeah, Mads Mikkelsen does a great job portraying a younger sort of character with regards to, obviously, Hopkins' famous portrayal of the character. But yeah, absolutely incredible series, and that is all for this update video. So please rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll try and put out more videos in the near future. Goodbye.